Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we will present an assignment about the topic the psychoanalytic theory by Sigmund Freud. My name is Shafawani binti Rosli, 4172721, and I will continue with the introduction. Next slide, please. Introduction for the psychoanalytic. In the Oxford English Dictionary, psychoanalysis is defined as a therapeutic approach originated by Sigmund Freud to treat mental disorders by exploring the interaction of conscious and unconscious elements in the mind of the patient, and by using techniques such as dream interpretation and free association to bring represent fears and conflict into the conscious mind. So human are represented as having sexual and violent drift through the reach of a psychoanalytic lens. Psychoanalytic theories believe that there is determinism in human action. It is regulated by irrational and unconscious forces, as well as instinctual and biological drifts. Psychoanalytic theories do not believe in free will due to its determination. So, as have been highlighted, that Sigmund Freud is considered to be the founder of the psychodemic approach to psychology, which looks to unconscious drifts to explain human behavior. Freud believed that the mind is responsible for both conscious and unconscious decisions that it makes on the basis of the psychological drifts. Next slide, please. For the research methodology, this study used qualitative method through online library research as the main method. This study also used the descriptive analysis, overall textual study or content analysis related to the topic study. And this study also used the other secondary reference sources such as books, academic journals, articles, and previous theses that discuss about the theory of psychoanalytic. And data have been collected extensively and consists of the sources that related to the topic study. Then the books or academic journal of article which had written by other author about Sigmund Freud and his story. Also the books who had written by other scholar about the issue of psychoanalytic that related to our research topic. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ehtishamul Haq Titumir. My metric is 1172383. So before going to discuss about the theory of Sigmund Freud, I'd like to discuss about Sigmund Freud itself. The Sigmund Freud was an Australian neurologist and the founder of psychoanalysis, a clinical method for treating psychopathology through dialogue between a patient and a psychoanalyst. Freud was born to Galician Jewish parents in the Moravian town of Freiburg in the Australian Empire. He was given models for the clinical analysis of symptom formation and the underlying mechanisms of repression by his analysis of dreams as wish fulfillments. Freud started his study of medicine at the University of Vienna in 1873. He entered private practice in neurology for financial reasons. He received his MD degree at the age of 25 only. Next slide, please. Now I'd like to discuss about the main ideas and the legacy of Sigmund Freud. His ideas mostly on seduction theory, cocaine, the unconscious, dreams, psychosexual development, id-ego and superego, life and death drives, melancholia, femininity and female sexuality, religion, etc. And his legacy was in psychotherapy, science, philosophy, literature, and literary criticism, feminism, in popular culture and work, and his famous theory was psychoanalytic theory of personality, argued that human behavior is a result of the interactions among three components parts of the mind: the id, ego, and superego. He also divided human consciousness into three levels of awareness: the conscious, preconscious, and unconscious. So that's all from me. Thank you. Now I'd like to refer the presentation to the next participant. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurliana binti Baharudin. My metric number 1172724. So I will continue about identify the strength and weakness ideas of Sigmund Freud. There are a number of strengths and weaknesses associated with Freud and his development of the psychoanalytical theory. By introducing the three major systems of personality, which is the ID, the ego, and the superego, Freud explained in detail how the collaboration of all three systems contribute to the development of personality. So first is the psychodynamic strength and weakness. One of the strengths of the psychodynamic approach is that it focuses on the effect that childhood experience have on the development of personality. This is because Freud was the first psychologist to realize the importance of childhood. He also led other psychologists, including Piaget, to develop childhood theories. An example of this is the little Hans case study. Hans was afraid of castration, which led him to have a phobia of horses. One strength of the psychodynamic approach is that it takes into consideration both nature and nurture. This is a strength because it emphasizes the importance of both. An example of this is that Freud's assumptions of childhood experience focus on nature, while ID, ego, and superego focus on nature. Besides that, the weakness of the psychodynamic approach that it is unscientific in its analysis of human behavior. The psychodynamic perspective is unforeseeable as its theories cannot be empirically investigated. Rejects free will, which is humanism, belief free will exists, not measurable or cannot be relied by repeatedly testing. One weakness of the psychodynamic approach is that it is deterministic. This is a weakness because it suggests that behavior is predetermined, then people do not have free will. An example of this is the psychosexual stage. Okay, next slide. Second is biological strength and weakness. It is very scientific because of the measurable, objective, and repeatable experiments that have been used for testing reliability. It is deterministic because it increases the probability that individuals with abnormal behavior can be treated and provides explanations of the causes of behavior. One strength of the biological approach is that it's deterministic. This is a strength because it increases the likelihood of being able to treat people with abnormal behavior and provides explanations about the causes of behavior. This understanding can then be used to improve people's lives. One weakness of the biological approach is that it focuses too much on the nature of the nature or nature debate. It argues that behavior is caused by hormones, neurotransmitters, and genetics. After that, the weakness of the biological approach is that it's normotestic. This is a weakness because it develops theory about disorders and generalizes them to apply to everyone. It does not take into account the view that humans are unique. Okay, next slide. Okay, third, cognitive strength and weakness. The fact that it has many functional implications is a strength of the cognitive approach. The test can then be used to assess if someone has autism. Once understanding that autism or Asperger's syndrome is not theoretical can help us understand better what autism is and how we can apply that to school or work circumstances. As the main method of research, the cognitive approach relies heavily on experiment. Furthermore, cognitive approach is that its theories have been applied to cognitive therapies such as rational emotive therapy. These therapy have been successful in changing irrational thought into irrational thought so that behavior improve. One of its weakness is the reductionist approach. An example of this is that it reduces human behavior down to individual process such as memory and attention. It's too automatic. It compares human to machines by having identical system, which is a limitation of cognitive approach. This is a weakness as humans are more complex than computer. For example, emotions can affect a human's output. Okay, next slide. Okay, for behaviorist strength and weakness. One of the behavioral approach is that classical and organizational conditioning have successfully been used in its theories. Classical conditioning and useful for treating phobias is the basis of systemic desensitization. It used scientific method of study as a strength of behavioral approach. The fact that the tests have been objective, measurable, and observable is an asset. Besides that, behavioral approach have two weaknesses, which is reductionism and determinism. An ethical dilemma presented by the use of animal in research is a flaw in the behavioral method. This is because animal cannot acknowledge involvement and cannot withdraw. Such as Pavlov's dogs are an example as a behavioral animal survey which contribute to the establishment of classical conditioning concepts. Okay, next slide. Okay, last, psychoanalytic strength and weakness. One of the strengths of psychoanalytic theory is that it gives patients the opportunity to talk about problems with a professional, which could help relieve symptoms of psychological illness. The psychoanalytic theory of psychoanalysis was developed by Sigmund Freud as a means of developing an understanding of the inner workings of the human mind. So the weakness is psychoanalytical jargon is used not to describe definition but to obscure it. Certain theories, which is Pernis and V. Oedipus, are obsolete from our modern world, and some practitioners are curious if this principle clinically useful. There is inadequate emphasis on methodology in the approach to intervention theory. Analysis paralysis may be the only focal point on the past. The theory only provides a piece of the pie, often neglecting biological, cultural, and social considerations. Too many patients, perhaps psychotic, borderline, are not considered appropriate for psychoanalysis. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Husnatul Nasihah binti Janatul Habib. My metric number is 1172163. So insyaAllah we continue our presentation about Sigmund Freud ideas based on the principle of Islamic philosophy. So the opinion of Freud notes that religion is not a nature of or essential impetus, but an impetus created by environmental requirements. He also suggested that confidence was a human answer to his own fears. For him, religion is an idea, that is a concept whose primary source is imagination in its psychological characteristic. The essential character of human creation, as for Islam, is not just in the instinctive aspect alone. Furthermore, he has the positive ability that Allah has given to him to perfect his shortcomings, such as intelligence with its sense of force of thought, godly existence, ethic, guilt, motivation, foresight, then given the guidance of the Quran and the guidance of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as its perfection. So next slide please. In Islam, the argument by Freud that describing religion is an illusion is not true, since religion is a very necessary thing for all human soul in directing a human being every action. So it was shown that Freud discourse on religion was more likely to condemn, and this may be explained by his argument that religious people are young. He actually recommended that individuals abandon faith. So Freud contend that religion behavior is as childish as the immaturity of an infant. He further clarified that in compliance with a maturity, an adult must think maturely and cannot give in to the childish need for self-certification. Instead of religion thought that illogical that the reasoning of adults should be governed by the concept of reason and science. Religion will make the offspring of human being forever. So believing in God is a childish illusion for him that would fulfill human wants and need. So by fate, humans have been compelled not to grow and continue to be dependent on mother and father children. So for Freud, a religion entity is compared to a child who promises to do good only if the good he has done is praised. So religion action is not meant to satisfy human needs alone, which is directly contradictory to the values of Islamic teaching. While as a Muslim, out of the sense of dependency and satisfaction, practices religious conduct, his primary aim is purely because of Allah and to get gratification from Him. As a Muslim, it is not sexual attraction that drives faith, but religion is a natural human being that requires God and also religion. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Syamilia binti Muhammad Donia. My matric number 1172731. I will continue with the presentation with Muslim can learn from Sigmund Freud, strength and weakness. The situation in the Western mainstream psychology has caught the attention of many Muslim scholars to respond to this problem by offering the Islamic ideas on human nature and personality development. According to the Muslim scholars, the obvious reason as to why the West is failing in many of its efforts to resolve the human psychological problem is due to neglect in paying attention to the issue and on the existence of the human soul. Okay, next slide please. Okay, next. The further assert that he neglected to understand the human soul, which should have been the paramount concern in the study of psychology, has caused much confusion and controversy in the field of modern psychology. They are of the opinion too that this prevalent situation in the Western psychology warrants the introduction of the Islamic psychology in solving the many enigmas in the understanding of man. Islamic psychology, which has been promoted by Muslim scholars alongside with the process of Islamization of knowledge and education, has its roots in the philosophical ideas of early Muslim scholars. Okay, furthermore, Muslims also can learn the weakness of Sigmund Freud by negative views on the experimental research. Although Sigmund Freud was familiar with the experimental method, he had little confidence in it, believing that scientific research and psychoanalysis are inherently incompatible. Okay, next slide. Okay, next. Sigmund Freud threw the reprint across the table in a gesture of impatient rejection and wrote to the psychologist that he did not put much value on such confirmations. He believed there was no need for the kind of experiment published in the psychology journal of the day because they told him nothing more than he had already learned from his clinical encounter with patients. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, the conclusion is each theory has its weakness, but there are definitely good effect that can be given to individual or society. Although every theory exists, as a Muslim was not wrong to follow his theory so far has not opposite from Al-Quran and Sunnah. Freud wrote the psychoanalysis was based on an incalculable amount of impression and experiences, and only someone is in a position to come at a conclusion of his own on it who has replicated those observations on himself and others. By the way, my name is Nurisha Zwani binti Zamri. My metric number is 1172726. That's all. Thank you.